So first of all, let's touch on fix here real quick. And there's a lot of data out there, as you said. But let me just kind of put it to this way. When I look at fix, I look at it as the very first activator, or what I'm actually going to refer to as the domino effect, meaning it turns things on in the body. By the time we hit these sensors, it turns on the vagus nerve. It then goes looks at 1,100 different systems, the totality of the body, and it's going to almost be like a spotlight and start identifying where there's problems. Now, of all the research we've done, of all the things we've collected, all the things we've gone through, let me just kind of give a summation for what we see fix actually do. The very first thing it's going to do is going to look for the inflammatory issues of the body, meaning something's not right, you have something that's wrong, it's discombobulated, it's disconnected, it's not communicating well, and this is going to turn on the body to see that and now hear that communication, and that's an inflammatory reaction. We know that that is what we call oxidized LDL, or fatty acids, or rancid fatty acids. And that's the number one cause of over 200 of the top 200 diseases in the body. It actually affects almost close to 300 conditions of the body. So that's the first thing it's going to identify and try to go after and take care of that. Number two thing we're going to see that it does, it actually helps open up what we call the detoxification pathways, which is your breathing, your skin, your sweating, your urine, and your bowels, right? So that's what's going to help start helping the body eradicate all these toxic things, these rancid fats, and get them out of the body so they're not recycled and cause more inflammation. The third thing that we see it's going to do is goes through and does something very unique to what we call adaptogenic morphogenic cells. Now, these are cells that are no longer acting the way they're supposed to. They are changing into becoming something different. And the term that we say is called cell apoptosis. And all that really means it's going to go in and start help breaking those things down and destroying those cells. So once again, you can eradicate them out of the body. Then the fourth thing that's going to happen is going to turn on what we call the thermogenic reaction, or the brown adipose tissue, which goes and burns that visceral adipose tissue. The reason I want that to be clear is because some people see, like Jamie did, some early quick results of getting rid of fat loss, right, but not weight loss. But on the same token, it gave him more muscle girth or more muscle strength, which actually intensified or strengthened the body. And as he said, those are all indications of getting rid of inflammation. And that's important because when we start fix, we want to lose that visceral fat. We want to get in better shape. We want to see those things happening. And it's got to do three other things first. So the key thing about fix is it's the initiator of activation, if you will. It is the spearhead that's going to go on, turn everything on the body. So next we can do something unique. And that's where fit comes in. And what I love about fit is I'm going to separate one more thing in between fix and fit. Fix is actually going to work on your metabolic rate, the rate at which you burn things or break things down. And we can see that happen over time in different rates for different people, but it's a consistent factor. And the research has shown that every dose of fix you take, that can last up to 9.5 hours. So 2 doses a day, you're getting 18 to 19 hours of that metabolic rate burning, whether you're active or sitting or asleep, or it doesn't matter. It's going to be a constant flow of going in and breaking down that visceral tissue to use it as fuel to go after those fires, go after the detoxification pathways and those morph cells. The difference between fix and fit, fit is actually going to come in and elevate what we call a resting energy expenditure, right? And when we look at the REE and we understand that it's going to turn on the body's ability then while you're at rest to burn more calories. Now that's unique because of the research we've seen so far. Let's just say it's about the average of 600 calories per day. And if you do the math on that, that's an extra 1 pound of fat being burned a week. Now, if you do any type of exercise or if you get extra rest, both sides of that, it'll actually increase and intensify. How and why does it do that? Well, there's a lot of data behind the uniqueness of what's in that product, but I want to just put it this way. Number one, it's going to activate what we call the electron transport chain. What is that? That's how we make energy. All right. When we talk about mitochondria, this is going to actually activate certain cells to increase the demand load of turning on the mitochondria, which then that is actually going to go in and increase the burn rate or the utilization rate and it's going to speed everything up. So if Fix is the initiator and the first domino that turns things on, then Fit is going to be the accelerator. It's going to come in and take that signal and make it go very fast, very far into the body, even at rest. And it's unique because when I look at all the different substrates, the things that are in there, there is so much research behind it. It's been around for so many years, all the things that are in that. And what was unique that they did, they took all these things and said, how can we make them synergistic? Meaning, how can we make them work better together? And that was the magic, if you want to call it. That was the unique aspect, that by putting these very unique substrates together and then giving them the piece that made them synergistic to work even better, and their whole plan behind that was to make Fix work even better. So when I went in and looked at all the research that was behind this, and I looked at all the substrates, and I looked at how we actually go in and oxidize fat, we improve that mitochondria, we actually decrease, or the real word is improve, insulin sensitivity, we get rid of the inflammatory issue, we have great potentiation to clean up the blood supply, potentially reducing blood pressures, we have great potentiation to clean up the cholesterols, thereby potentially balancing out the cholesterol in the body, whatever that demand load is. And then we're going to get into actually showing you how we're going to support the healthy appetite aspect of this. Now, Fix is going to turn off a special hormone and turn back on the one that says, we've eaten enough, we're full. But now what we're going to see is it will become very unique in identifying certain foods that our body is requiring or requesting to repair itself. It's going to help, in theory, reduce cravings, suppress different stimulations of certain types of sugar-based foods, all those kind of things. But what's even a little bit further for me on that is, we're going to improve energy, right, without any stimulatory effect, meaning you're not going to feel like you're jacked up, pumped up, piped out, having jitters, having headaches, having all these different things. This is going to be a clean energy, and you're just going to feel it increase and start burning more and more and more. Now, for those who want to do some form of exercise, a component with this, we're going to even see that's even better. You're going to see oxygenation phases going better. You're going to see yourself be able to breathe better. But more importantly than that, since a lot of exercise activity can cause an inflammatory reaction between the Fix and the Fit combination, you're not going to get that. You're actually going to have more stamina, and you're going to have very little, for most people, some might still have some, but very little post-workout inflammatory reaction, which means you're going to do what? You're going to recover faster. You're going to heal faster. And then probably one of the last great things I want to talk about what Fit is going to help us do, it's actually going to go in and support the neurotransmitter aspect of what's happening between that and the vagus nerve. We talked about Fix turns on the vagus nerve, and it goes and exposes 1,100 different systems. It turns the lights on to see what's wrong. Now it's going to come back in and help on what we call the feedback loop mechanism, meaning once the signals come into the brain's going to be able to go back out and go, I see that problem. I see that issue. I have already sent people out to go and do something about it. And so that will bring down that calming effect inside the brain and the neurotransmitters, specifically the parasympathetic and the neurosympathetic aspect of that. And we're going to see everything just kind of come back into a calming nature, all while you have more energy, all while you have more repairability, all while you're actually building muscle, all while you're burning fat. And it's phenomenal. It really is, Byron. So I'm back
So
with
what
you,
you're
sir.
telling me is we're hitting a home run. That's what you're telling me.
This thing is so far out of the park. I mean, it's like you have a prop plane and you're putting a jet engine with it. You can
Yeah.
fly, but now we're going to be able to fly further, faster, and better. And that's what this combination together, and it's going to rival anything out there. And I will even say it's probably going to do better than most other things that are OTC or over the counter. And this is going to be really phenomenal. People are going to feel the difference. They're going to see the difference, and they're going to know the difference in their body. They're going to like, who is this younger person that's showing up? As Jamie said, he reduced 3 years. Right. My comment to him is, what's going to happen 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 months from now at the rate you're going?
Yeah.
I've said this in past times. I'll reiterate it here. We're literally slowing down the aging process. And
Mm.
that's what's unique about this combination of
Wow.
this home run. Batman and
Just
Robin.